In this lecture, we'll study counters. Counter is an sequential circuit. Counter belongs to special kind of register. It counts number of clock pulses arrived at its clock input. It is a sequential circuit. It is a register which counts number of clock pulses arrived at its clock input. It means n bit counter has n output lines and it has one input known as clock. Here we can say there are two types of counter. One is called up counter and another one is called down counter. In up counter, the counter will increment each time the clock pulse arrived. Similarly, in down counter, the counter will decrement each time. Counter can also be positive edge triggered or it may be negative edge triggered. In positive edge triggered, at every positive edge of the clock, the counter will increment or decrement. Similarly, in negative edge triggered, at every falling edge of the clock, the counter will either increment or decrement. N bit counter is made of n number of flip-flops. That is, a 2-bit counter, it has 2 flip-flops. Similarly, 3-bit counter has 3 flip-flops. So in general, n-bit counter has n number of flip-flops. As well, n-bit counter has capable of counting 0 to n minus 1 states. That is, if n is equal to 3, then counter may have 2 power 3 number of states. That is, for n equal to 3, we will be having 2 raised to 3, that is 8 states. 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. Counters are classified as synchronous counter and asynchronous counter. Synchronous counter is the one in which clock pulse is given to all the flip-flops simultaneously. Whereas in case of asynchronous counter, the clock pulse is given to only one of the flip-flop. The output of first flip-flop acts as a clock input to the next one, and so on. Asynchronous counter is also known as ripple counter. 2-bit asynchronous binary counter. Usually, to design the counters, we prefer using JK flip-flops or we will use T flip-flops. We know that in JK flip-flop, let's see the truth table of JK flip-flop for understanding purpose. When both the inputs of JK are 0, 0, there is no change in the output. If J is 0 and K is 1, flip-flop is in reset state. When J is 1 and K is 0, we know that flip-flop is in set state. When both are 1 1, it will toggle. It means similarly the T flip-flop. In T flip-flop, we know that as long as T is equal to 0, it acts as no change, and when T is becomes 1, it will toggle. Now let us see how to implement a 2-bit asynchronous counter with the help of JK flip-flop. This is first flip-flop. I will call it as JK, and the output of first flip-flop I will call it as QA bar. Similarly, I have second flip-flop JB and its output I will assume that QB and QB bar. When we are using the JK flip-flop for counter application, we will concentrate on this input, that is when both the inputs are 1 1, because when both the inputs are 1 1, it will toggle. So I will short both the inputs of J and K of both the flip-flops, and it is given to logic high, logic 1 or high. Let us consider the negative edge triggered flip-flop. For negative edge triggered flip-flop, symbol should be like this, that is an arrow with circle like this. And in asynchronous counter, the clock input is given to the first flip-flop. Here we supposed to give the clock input. The output of first flip-flop, that is QA, acts as input to the next clock input. Okay, let QA is the output and QB is the output. QA is LSB and we'll assume QB is MSB. Now let's see how it counts the clock pulses. Let's draw the clocks. So this is the clock signal. This is called rising edge of the clock and this is called falling edge of the clock. I will mark here only falling edge of the clock as we are considering negative edge triggered flip-flop. Negative edge means falling edge. So this is rising edge of rising edge and this is falling edge. This is falling edge. This is falling edge. This is falling edge. Initially, we will assume that both the outputs of flip-flop are 0. Let this be QA output and let this be QB output. Initially, we will assume that QA is 0 and QB is 0. When first clock pulse arrives, as we know, both J and K are shorted and given to 1, and we know that when J and K both inputs are 1 1, the JK flip-flop will toggle. So initially the output, we have assumed that QA is equal to 0. This is the first clock pulse, this is the second clock pulse, this is third clock pulse, this is fourth clock pulse, and so on. Right here, first clock pulse, this is second clock pulse, this is third one, this is fourth one, and so on. When first clock pulse arrives, the flip-flop becomes active and it will toggle. That is, the 0 output has become, at the beginning, 0 input is given to the clock input of the next flip-flop. So it continue the previous state. It will toggle until the next clock pulse arrives. It will follow the previous state, that is 1. When the next clock pulse arrives, this flip-flop again toggle, it will go down, then it will follow the same 0 state until the next clock pulse arrives. It will go like this till the next clock pulse arrives. When third clock pulse arrives, again J and K flip-flop will toggle, it will go high, and it will be in high state until the next clock pulse arrives. Then after next clock pulse arrives, it will again toggle, and this process will be continued. Now in this diagram we can see that the output of first flip-flop is given to the clock input of the next flip-flop. It means that at every negative edge of the output of first flip-flop, the second flip-flop will become active. It means this is the negative edge of QA, that is output of first flip-flop, and this is negative edge of QA. So when negative edge of the QA output arrives, this flip-flop QB will become active, and here it will toggle, and it will be continued till the next clock pulse arrives. So when here the next negative pulse arrives, it will go down and it will continue. Now here we can observe that initially the output of QA and QB was 0 0. After clock pulse, QB was 0, QA has become 1. After second clock pulse, QB become 1 and QA become 0. At the third clock pulse, this is 1 as well as third clock pulse arrives, the output of QB becomes 1 as well QA becomes 1. Thus we can say that when clock input is 0, output is 0 0. When clock input is 1, it becomes 0 1. When clock input is 2, it becomes 1 0. When clock input is 3, it becomes 1 1. Thus we can say that it counts from 0 to 3. That is, we know that here n is equal to 2. So 2 power 2, it has 4 distinct states, that is 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. Thus we can conclude that the 2-bit synchronous binary counter will count 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1.